to elevate.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Two Brothers channel. I'm one brother.
Hello, everybody. And I'm the second brother. Welcome to the Two Brothers channel. We have another amazing, incredible, deeply soul-searching, soul-wrenching episode for you today. So without much further ado, back to you, Mr. Phil.
Hey, Mr. Clay. Thank you for that. Today, ladies and gentlemen, we're interrupting our regular programming to bring you a special broadcast. And this one, we're going to be titling a tribute to Kevin Samuels.
Wow.
Never underestimate the power of one man. I'm not even going to do the YouTube stuff today. You know, normally we would say you should like, subscribe. I learned a lot from this guy, Kevin Samuels. And today, sadly, we heard that he passed away. This is a guy I've never met. This is a guy that I saw online YouTube maybe 3 years ago, maybe 4 years ago. And he used to just be a guy that used to just wear a suit amongst many guys in what we call the manosphere. And he would do short videos. And I just saw this guy in a suit, a black man, well-dressed, and I thought he was putting it on. I actually was. So I kind of like just saw him. He was part of many people that I used to see then, and it didn't stand out. No, as a matter of fact, there were guys that stood out more than him. But as time went on, he kept doing his channel. And what then happened was later on, much later on, he used to talk to men about men's issues, about men improving men, about, you know, vision, about leadership, about how a man should hold himself. He used to talk on many topics like that, about just empowering men. And then he has always said he's an image consultant. And that means he grooms men, he helps men choose their wardrobe, he helps them choose their corporate image. He talks about digital footprint, how you want to put yourself out there in the world, how you want the world to perceive you. He talks about holding your media presence and controlling that, how important that is. He used to talk about all that. Then one day he said he's going to talk about women. And he's going to invite women onto his platform. I went, nah, bad idea. Everybody and their dog said, bad idea. I think it was less than 50,000 subscribers then. Even then, that was a major success. In this world of YouTube, even then, that was a major success. Less than 50,000 subscribers. So he said he was gonna, and he said he was gonna do that. I'm gonna bring Mr. Clay in a minute. Let me just, you know, round up this part of what I'm saying. When he said he was gonna bring up women onto his platform and he was gonna interview them and he was gonna be back and forth, I went, bad idea. Everybody said bad idea. I sat in my own little room here in London, in my own little space here in London, watching. I thought, nah, don't do it. He said he was going to do it. So what am I going to do? Spectate, innit? So I was like, okay, let's see this. Everybody advised him, don't. There's a point I'm about to make. This guy did it. He invited women on his platform. They came and there was a back and forth. My first reaction is like, did I not tell you? Not a good idea. Everybody too said, did I not tell you? Not a good idea. Ladies and gentlemen, Kevin handled it. There's a point I'm still about to make. That channel went from 50,000 subscribers to like 250,000 subscribers in like 3 months. Then he started climbing 300,000, 400,000, 500,000, 600,000, 700,000, 800,000. The guy hit 1 million. Very recently, it's like the meteoric rise. He left everybody else in the field on the dust. He used to call himself the Godfather since he was like little sub. From day one, he called himself the Godfather. Look, by the time this happened, everybody was saying, yeah, you are the Godfather. Nobody disputed he was the Godfather. Mr. Clay, now the point I'm trying to make, okay, I will let Mr. Clay come in here because I'm gonna now know my point when Mr. Clay come back. What are your thoughts, Mr. Clay?
Oh, on Kevin Samuels.
Yes.
I mean, you've done such a beautiful narration of who Kevin Samuel.
I'm not finished. I just want to carry on, sir.
So, I think, you know, what I would say is that even before he said he was going to talk to women, he was talking to black men.
Yeah.
Which a lot of people seem to forget or don't even register. That the man spoke to black men
for years.
For 3 good years. Now, everybody remember he spoke to black women. Even black women today that I've spoke to on the day of his death.
Wow.
I don't remember him speaking to black men.
Wow.
But they know he spoke to black women and he was over critical of black women. And then I was like, did you know that he was speaking to black men before he spoke to black women? And he was even more critical of black men than he is to black women. Do you know that? And even it's not even the black women, it's all women he was talking to. But if you go back, just go back in his archive and see how he spoke to black men. They don't know, oh, we didn't go back that far. So it just goes to show how, you know, people take what hits them hardest. And, you know, as we know a lot about women are emotional creatures. And they link their emotions to their memories to emotions a lot of times. So if you're not giving them any emotion, they don't remember you. But if you give them some emotion, they will never forget you. Back to you, Mr. Phil.
And it doesn't seem to matter which emotion, whether good or bad. Just give them emotion, they will remember you. Because they will never forget Kevin Samuel. Now, why was Kevin Samuel critical? Let me first finish what I was saying earlier on. There's a point I was trying to learn. And remember I said that he hit 1 million subscribers, 1,100,000. Everybody said, yes, this guy is the Godfather. Because the guy dealt with everything that came his way, as in serious opposition and serious attack. He took it with poise, professionalism, expertism, and he delivered. In the end, everybody just had to back off. The Godfather was the Godfather. You can't touch him. Again, how did he achieve it? Professionalism and expertism in his craft. Now, the point I was trying to make was this. When he said he was going to start talking to women, there was no way I knew what he had in him. I didn't know what he had in him. Everyone I was telling him it's a bad idea, didn't know what he had in him. We couldn't see what gem was lying in him until he put himself like in the mouth of the lion. Then we start seeing the gifts that we could not ever have anticipated that he had. That's when I saw the great and amazing skills that this guy had in communication, in reading people, in understanding. Look, he's gone now. We're talking about him. Some of you, this is the first time you're hearing him. His videos hopefully will be up there for everyone to go into his library and watch how. When he first started to with women, they were butting heads with him, challenging him. This one that will come and say, "Who the hell do you think you are? How dare you? How dare?" And he would take it, and he would, if some even sued him to court. And he took everything in his stride, and some even called him names. Some people said he was gay. Some people said "yo mama," everything. And the guy took it. Some people beefed him. He didn't beef back. He said, "I don't beef men." But the long and short of it is this. It got to the point that when everybody backed off, when what was in him materialized. So what are we saying? We're saying never underestimate the power of one man, because there was no way, none of us knew what Kevin customers have. So whenever you say you want to do something, whenever you say, I think this is what I should do, this is what my instincts are telling me to do, there is no way anyone can know what is in you. Sir, ma, just go ahead. Because I am here saying, yes, I am one of those people that told Kevin Samuels. I didn't write him, neither did I call him. But in my mind here, sitting here, I said, bro, don't. I did not know. Yeah. I did not know what he had in him. The guy knew what he was. He knew his abilities. And what a pleasure it was for me to be wrong and see how he handled things and learn. Look, I gained so much from him. The guy is dead now. He's passed away. He's gone to rest in power. But it's impacted my life so much. You can't see some of these lightings here. It's because of Kevin Samuels. And I've seen it on all other content creators' platforms. When Kevin Samuels started upgrading this stuff, we had to upgrade some stuff too, no matter how little. When Kevin Samuels started talking about perfumes, I was never a perfumes person. I'm still not really, but because of Kevin Samuels, man, the guy would talk about perfumes, man. I didn't know when I started buying perfumes. I didn't know when my collection started growing. The guy would talk about perfume like this, man. You were like, I gotta get that one, you know? But it just shows you the influence. Now, apparently, he's the only son of his mother. But that guy has impacted so many men on planet Earth. Mr. Claire, what are your thoughts?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Like you say, when he was saying he wanted to, after speaking to men for a long time, then he said, okay, let me start speaking to women. Not even to black women, just to women. And yeah, like you, everybody said wrong move.
This guy is finished. He was doing well before.
He was doing well so far.
Why do you have to go and spoil it?
I think he's getting to his end now. Wrong move. He just took a wrong turn. Because we deal with women every day. Women, you know yourselves. You know? So when he then did that move, and we saw how articulate he was. We were like, okay, that didn't go as badly as I thought it would go. Because he only had one rule: respect yourself. I'll reflect your energy. If you come at me with respect, I will respect you. If you come at me with disrespect, I will disrespect you. Don't overtop the host. That was it. And most women cannot contain their emotions. You know? So anyway, so he went down that route, and one thing I must give women is women can network amongst themselves, because they're the ones that blew Mr. Kevin Samuels to become a household name. Because most women I talk to, they might not even have heard it, but they know the name Kevin Samuels. Or without that without him paying for advertisement and whatever, but they know this guy is against them. The only guy that will say it's actually truly for you is the one that you're all saying is against you, which is ironic, isn't it? Which is very ironic. So, but Mr. Phil said something that got me thinking that nobody knew what he had inside of him. Because what we do, what we have, what you have inside of you, what you have grown and developed inside of you, because most of us are not born with these things. It's personal development, believe it. Mr. Kevin Samuels developed himself over the years. People say they used to see him standing in front of shops selling. Do you understand how much development that takes? That you're standing in front of a major store selling to strangers as they're walking past. From that to boardroom selling. So the guy has been through it. But those personal development is what he's now able to bring. What you do in secret, where nobody's looking, is now what you bring to the world. Like Mr. Phil said, because him talking to women and talking to his viewers, he was doing that in a small circle at his church. Because he mentioned doing it many times in church to a group of ladies at church. So it was just replicating what he's done over the time, where nobody saw him, nobody knew that he was doing that. He did it for the world. Back to you, Mr. Phil.
Not only was he doing it, he was doing it for the singles fellowship in his church. And then another thing he said was that he was in the debating society when he was in university. So like Mr. Clay said, all those skills, all those and that what was funny about them talking about him standing in front of shops and selling and talking to strangers, some people thought that they were gonna use that to shame him. I was thinking, these people are so ignorant. They don't realize that is where the most powerful skills are learned. When you're on the street, on the ground, live, that's when you either sink or you swim, and that's where you cut your teeth. Like Mr. Clay said, it's sold from there to corporate level, to insurance, to other products, sold to lawyers, but that was in his past experience. He now brought all that so that by the time he was now talking to women, it wasn't new to him to be talking. He's spoken to them in the women's fellowship. Them debating him is not a problem because it's always debated. You understand what I'm saying? And what we're saying, like Mr. Clay said, your personal development that you develop when no one is watching you comes to pay huge dividends on your behalf when you can no longer help it. What do I mean? When you need it is not when you go and start getting the book now. Let me quickly read it out to friends and impress people. You need it, they want it out. That's when you want to go and learn how to speak to strangers. So when we talk about personal development, Kevin Samuels exemplarized what the payback is when you've paid the price up front. They said the price for success is paid in full and upfront.
Say that again, sir. Say that again.
The price for success is paid in full and upfront. This is a personal development channel. We're talking about a man who has impressed us by his personal development. We'll put the link to his channel. Hopefully it will be there forever. Gems. Honestly, that content is worth at least $1 billion right now. And the guy just passed today. We're not going to release this today, but whenever it comes out is when it comes out. Okay. But now, so it shows the power of you preparing yourself. Do you get what I'm saying? Over to you, Mr. Claire.
Wow. The preparation. Now, you know what? Have you been in a situation where you walked into a scenario and you've met somebody that is well prepared for you? Have you been in that situation before? That you've walked into a scenario, you've walked into a setting, and you've met somebody that is well prepared for you.
You will know. If you're not prepared and he's prepared,
it won't take you long before you know that, okay, this is not what...
Imagine.
Because like some boxers will go into the ring, you know, like Mike Tyson said, right? That everybody has a plan till you get punched in the face. Yeah? That was his one, that you walk in there with your plan, you think you got the person, and then the person comes and gets you, and you feel like, hang on a minute, this is not right. Just like going to court and you're not prepared, and you meet a lawyer across the way, and he's just firing you, and you're like, what have we gotten ourselves into? You know, time out, quick. That is how we go into life, people. Some people are not prepared for life.
Mm.
And some people are really prepared for life. And you know who's prepared and who's not by the results they're getting in life. Consistently, over time. It's not like a one strike. Consistently, they're getting it. Every year, they're getting it. They're even getting better. Look around you and see who those people are. They're right there. We don't even have to think far. You know them already. Back to you, Mr. Phil.
It was obvious that that Kevin Samuels was ready. When he came out and everybody tested him. They poked him. They tried everything. They called him gay. They said they were going to release videos of him sleeping with a man. They basically took pictures of him from high school, called him names, called him out, called his mother, cursed him, said everything, called him everything under the sun but the Son of God. And the guy was not only prepared, the guy with finesse. Don't let me use that word because that's another word that we used another word. With class. Let me use that one. Dealt all of them. Man, I was a student. Watching, learning. I was a student. I had to realize that, whoa, I have to learn. Let me quickly say another thing. Because I'm a black man, it's not easy. One of the things that impressed me, some people will say, that's not a big deal. It was a big deal for me. It was a big deal for me. Black man. When white women called, Kevin Samuel was on the level. The same way he spoke to black women was the same way he spoke to white women. Now, look, some people will say, what are you talking about that for? Hey, I'm a black man. It takes great poise and understanding not to change a little bit because you're talking to a white woman. Not to put one kind of, oh, I'm talking to, look, unless we want to fool ourselves. I had to tell myself and look at myself in the mirror. Did you see what Kevin Samuel do there? He didn't care who was talking to, whether it was a white woman, whether it was a Latino woman, whether it was a black woman. He treated everybody the same. And Mr. Clare said he had only 2 rules. I will respect you if you respect me, and don't overtalk me. I've got a show to run here. You cannot overtalk the host. Everything else, he was level and he treated everybody with equal opportunity. It's only that, unfortunately, Black women were the one that took offense. Okay. So, Mr. Clay, let me call you because I've got one last point.
Oh, yeah. I was gonna say that I saw him, the way he held himself day after day, day after day. And even invited his critics to come on.
Yeah.
His distractors.
Yeah. Which was another thing that I never thought. Carry on, Mr. Clay.
And he was like, what am I getting wrong? He left the open. He didn't, you know, this is what we're saying. What am I getting wrong? What am I not quite right on? And each time he blew them away. Each time he blew them away. So it wasn't like, oh, you can't talk back at him, or you can't reason with the guy, or the guy was being unreasonable. The guy was, what am I getting wrong? Let's talk about it. Let's have a conversation. And you know, those was one of those programs, those episodes was the ones I enjoyed the most. You know, so
when
you know,
nobody could come, nobody, he remains undefeated.
It wasn't even about defeat, because the point he had was correct. He was in the right lane. So when you're coming, you know, when somebody's prepared for you and they thought through the question before they gave you and you're walking into the trap, it shows that you would then agree with him. Okay, yeah, okay, I see where you're coming from. Aha, you know, we're now communicating. Back to you, Mr. Phil.
And so what are we talking about? We're talking about one of the things that Kevin Samuels even said. He was always say, show your work. He's talking to us men. Let's show your work.
Mm.
Get to work. Be busy. Show your work. I'm sure a lot of people didn't probably even know that I knew Kevin Samuels or Mr. Clay.
Mm.
A lot of people didn't even know that I watched Kevin Samuels. Now that is me. Imagine how many other people that are completely unknown that this guy has touched. Like I told you, the lightings that you see here is because of Kevin Samuels. I had to do something. When you see the way the guy comes week after week, month after month, and he will tell you, I'm going to upgrade this, I'm going to change this, we're going to have this. He will tell you. So, kudos, sir, to Kevin Samuels. You cannot be forgotten.
No.
Your legacy will continue. It already continues in our hearts. It is a sad day in a way, but we cannot be sad, because every time I try to be sad, Mr. Clay reminds me, and I remind myself that you've done your work, and you've shown your work, and you've proven yourself worthy. So there's nothing to be sad about. You've gone to rest. Okay? And guys, when we're talking about wanting to be a success and being a millionaire, this is a guy that we saw step by step. And he was not only a millionaire, you could see he was going to be a multi-millionaire right in front of you, employing the same personal development skills that we're talking about, personal development skills, and displaying them. And like I said, he was a very hard worker, and he didn't hide it, and he encouraged other people to do the same. Mr. Kennedy, let's round up.
Wow. You know, we spoke to you many times about having remote mentors. And in life, you will find people that you will pick inspiration from to encourage you on your journey. Because the personal development journey is a lifelong journey. And there are no shortcuts. It's either you are doing it or you are thinking you're doing, you might even be doing it for people to begin with. Because a lot of you, I've heard people say, oh, I think I'm doing the reading because of you, or because of us, Mr. Phil, especially and me, because Mr. Phil's more in the field with than I am, when it comes to the guys that we're working with in Nigeria at the moment. So a lot of them, I think they're reading for us, but ultimately they're reading for them. And they will discover that as they continue to grow, because I was the same as well. There was time when in the early stage, I was reading so I could be amongst the people that I wanted to be like. But as time gone on, I started reading for me. And now I can't live without reading. So as you develop your journey, you will see people that will be of inspiration to you. Those people are very key to your journey. Because the fact that you resonate with those people, you don't need anybody's permission. Even if Mr. Phil did not like Kevin Samuel, I was going to be listening to Kevin Samuel. Do you know that? Do you realize that? Because he resonated.
Why would Mr. Phil not like something good?
Well, you can ask yourself that question, right? Because you will say, why is that person doing this? So even if Mr. Phil did not resonate with Kevin Samuel, because I resonated with him, and I've shared it with Mr. Phil, and if Mr. Phil didn't like him, or Mr. Phil, I don't even know who shared it, but we shared it with each other. And what we've done over the years is, if somebody is not picking up, then you leave them. They will come around to you later. You know what I mean? Yeah. But it doesn't mean I'll stop listening to it because Mr. Phil's not listening to it.
No.
I was say, oh, Mr. Phil's not listening to it. I'm not. No. Because it's resonating with me and it's helping me. I'm getting stuff from there. It's all part of my personal development. So it's very important that we continue, as we continue on this journey, and start seeing these inspirations, gather them together, because those are the tools that you use to shine in life. Because life is about, like Mr. Phil says, you know what's inside. Like Daniel. Remember the story of Daniel? Goliath was there, the giant. The guy was just delivering sandwiches for his brothers. That
was David.
Sorry, David. Thank you, Mr. Phil. David. He was there. I'm not an expert on the Bible, as you can tell. He started with D. I knew that one. Anyway, David was there. And his brother was, and Goliath was making a lot of noise. Goliath looked scary. Big guy, muscle, tall. Calling them out. The bravest of them were just watching the guy. They were not answering back. They were just watching the guy strategizing, in the tent. And little David came and said, "What's all the noise about?"
And everybody looked at him. Who is this one talking? Carry on, Mr. Clay.
Yeah. And Mr. P, everybody looked at me like, who are you? You to talk. Even me, I can take you. What are you talking? What are you doing? And it's like, are we not meant to be fighting the war here? Why is everybody? and the person we're meant to be fighting, is he not the one shouting outside?
And some of them will say, Mr. Clay, some of them will say, he's only shouting, he will keep quiet soon.
Exactly, you get tired.
You get tired. Then David said, but he's insulting our God.
Because you don't hear what he's saying. He's really pushing the boundaries. Are you going to sit there and take it? What do you know about warfare? This is grown men's business. And that's what we find, even in Nigeria. You got political class that sell the whole country to hostage. Killings, everything going on. Everybody's like, this is grown men's business. Why are you to talk? This is grown-ups. We're all grown-ups here. But David went out and took him out. He went out. He didn't wear the armor of the king, because the king was like, okay, if you're on the suicide mission,
If you're gonna die,
I mean,
at least die in good armor.
At least wear something that might even maybe help you out. You know, he couldn't even wear it. He said, no, this is not gonna work. You see David there, personal development. Because he said, when I was there, I killed the bear, I killed the lion. This guy is easy work. And everybody's looking at him like, okay, first of all, it takes, with all the army, it wasn't like 10 people were lining up to go and fight him. It wasn't like 10 people were lining up to fight Goliath. It took David confidence in himself, enough vexedness to say, okay, you know what? I'll take him. And he stood on that, strong enough for him to push him in front of the king. Like, this one is crazy enough to go and fight him. And he took the king looking at him up and down and see, this guy has got no fear. So say, okay, try it. And he went there and did the job. And he wasn't made the king the next day. Anyway, this is not why we're here. Mr. Phil, back to you.
So never underestimate the power of one man. You said Kevin Samuels, rest in power, rest in peace. He's left his legacy. We've said how he's impacted us. One of my dreams, I told Mr. Kale, was one of my dreams was that in a few years, we'll go on holiday and meet the guy. As a surprise, that you never heard of us. We're Nigerians and we're in UK. And we're here, like wise men looking for Jesus. But we didn't know that we would not have that opportunity.
We can still go on the mission to find his grave, Mr. Phil.
Sorry?
We can still go on a mission to find his resting place.
The most important thing is that his legacy lives on in us. And as we walk with you guys in Africa, we're talking about change agents. We're talking about improving your life, improving your environment. Don't underestimate the power that lies in you. The power that lies in you. Because sometimes you can look at the situation, it's too overwhelming. It's too much. How dare, who am I? One black man to talk to the women of America, to talk to the women of all the world and say the unsavory thing and say, here I am. And that has inspired so many men now. That some women are not happy. When they heard that he died, they started dancing on his grave. They started doing party today, unfortunately. But unfortunate for them, all that has done is that it's lit fire in so many men now. Even men that did not, maybe if we're not thinking of, taking his legacy on, when they saw so many women happy on this guy, and this guy was fighting for their good. He was fighting for their good. But they thought, karma, it's good that he's dead. How dare they? That's why I said, well, okay, you got another. What did I say this morning? I say, you want to hate Kevin Samuel? I'll give you someone else to hate, Mr. Phil. Because we're not going to stop saying the truth. We've got to improve our lot. Because what choice do we have? What is the alternative? Everything is spiraling down into debauchery and oblivion. What choice do we have? Watch it go down or say no? No more. We're going to start building from here. The journey of 1,000 miles, they say, begins with one step. Ours may be 1,000,000 miles. But guess what? It has to start with that step. And we're going to have that step. Let's round up, Mr. Clay.
That was it.
That was it. Okay. On that note, wherever you are, Kevin, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
We appreciate you. Your legacy lives on. Rest in power.
Kevin Samuels.